But if your goal is to build a home, there are people who went into marriage for different reasons. In fact, people go into marriage for different reasons. Some is for sexual satisfaction. Some is to cash out. Some is to proliferate, have many offspring, different reasons. So some want to flee sexual lust. That's why they got married. So there are various reasons why people get married, and your own reason determines where you go. So I see so many questions have been asked. Some of the common questions by women that I note here is, should money be a prerequisite? Before I say yes, I say that women will ask if there is a need to know the account balance of the woman of the man before saying yes. So I think that is one of the trending thing online now. So before they can agree to date a man, they want to know his account balance. So we've had the testimony of Pastor Tunji, Pastor Damola, who had little or nothing, but the wife said yes. So we've had their testimonies, and we can see them today where they are. The question I will have loved to ask someone like Sister Iyanu, if she was still able to answer, would have been, what would it have looked like if you have said no to Brother Damola when he proposed? Because he didn't have a job that was stable or an income that was stable enough to take care of the family that then. So imagine that just a month to wedding was when Brother Damola got a good job that the salary far outweighs your own. So imagine she had said no. How will it look like if in the calendar of God, Brother Damola still got that job as at when he got it? Say, I think their wedding was September. So let's say he got the job in August. So let's say in the calendar of God, he was supposed to get the job in August, and he got the job in August. But Sister Iyanu has already rejected him. How will Sister Iyanu be feeling today? I've had some men of God who will say, maybe talked about the lady they once had to marry them when they were still struggling. And the question I ask in my heart is, when those ladies are seeing those men of God today who are now success, celebrities, at least in the gospel kingdom, what will those women be feeling like? What will be their I don't know the thought that will be going on in their heart. So, and then we have this question too, should I bring something to the table? I think it has been dealt with. So, and one good answer to that is read the story of the woman in Proverbs 31. So the woman in Proverbs 31 has made the answer clear. And I thank God that came up in the Old Testament, not even in the New Testament. So if we want to look at that woman that was described in Proverbs 31, what can you say about that woman? So I'm sure all those attributes of she found a field, she bought it. I'm sure that woman was not full-time housewife. So that she considered a thing, she considered some clothing that are good for the children to keep warm. She got it for them. Her husband is proud to be at the city gates. The city gate is where the leaders, the elders, the people who make decisions, where they sit in those days. So for her husband to be proud in the town or at the meeting of the elders, I think that woman has a contribution in that home. So I feel we could learn from that. Whatever we find in our world today, or what the social media is telling us, is not adequate and it's not the standard. The Bible is always our standard. So I think men should also ask the question, like Brother Damola mentioned, why should the wife know my bank account? And then what is the wife bringing to the table is always a question. So It's funny when you look at women answering that question on social media today. What do you bring to the table? You find so many answers that, I just summarize as what Solomon said. Solomon said, just like a gold pearl in a pig's snout is a woman without discretion. Because some of the answers that I get from women on social media today, I just remember Solomon's word. I just discovered that, beautiful but no brain. There are many on social media today. So, and people, unfortunately, follow them sheepishly, thinking they are standards. Please, God's standard cannot be changed. God's standard cannot be changed. That somebody has the clout and has the media space to say whatever they want to say does not mean they have brain. So a lot of people are spewing out things that has nothing inside. Yes, let me say, in the real structure of a home, God is the provider. So let's forget about it, that the man provides the woman support. Yes, we have agreed on that, but let's not forget one thing. If God did not give the enablement, none of you will be able to do anything. So God is the ultimate provider in the home. So we can now go to the structure of the father as the head, making sure the home is being provided for, and then the mother comes in, which our guest ministers have also made it clear, they are support. So, or like we say in football, supporting strikers. So they must put in their support if that home will be balanced. So, in fact, I did a calculation yesterday and I was wondering which man's salary will be sufficient to take care of some of these things that we are doing today. I did a calculation of a father, mother, and 2 or 3 children. And I was shocked that home currently in this present economy will be spending between 300,000 and 400,000 on a monthly basis. So, and I ask myself, how many men earn such salary? How many women earn such salary? Most of the people we have, especially in Nigeria, in the developed world, the younger ones are driving the economy. But in Nigeria, we find the older ones being the one earning much, while the younger ones earn very little. So most of the young age in our own economy earns very, very meager. So what is the salary we have? I see that an average salary here is like 150K. So if one person in the family earns 150K, another one earns 100K, put that together, how much would that be? 250. So would that be sufficient to take care of the home? So let's now imagine that you now put the whole structure of funding the home on the man. So how would the man make up? That's where the challenge is. So, and I don't know how many women who is truly a mother will sit down and watch their child suffer because the man alone cannot supply the need of the home. So, in fact, I came to the conclusion, in the economy of today that we are in, is not sufficient for one person in the home to just be the chairman of the finances. It's not. So everybody has to put in their impact and play their role. So please, God is the provider, so learn to depend on God. Then the man has the responsibility, then the virtuous woman supports. So the questions I will want to ask to you as a woman, are you a builder or a spender? Because that determines the attitude with which you run your home. Are you a builder or a spender? Some women only came to help the man spend their money. And I feel that's the brain behind the woman saying the man must have millions in his account. I was watching one on Facebook in the week, and the guy was like, so like how much should the guy has? And the girl was like, at least 20 million. And the guy was like, 20 million what? naira or dollar or pounds, and the girl was like dollar pounds, and I was just smiling within myself that does this girl has brain? And unfortunately it ended up that she does not have brain. The guy asked, how much do you have? Do you have a dollar account? Do you have a forex account? Which country? She could not give an answer. So you can imagine. And one of the things I have noticed, young guys who are not married, please take note. When you see a girl telling you things like that, no, they are poor and wretched. I have noticed over the years, growing up, I have noticed that ladies that were really raised with money, they are not always particular about money when it comes to that junction. So they are always concerned about other things. But when you see a girl hammering on how much a guy must have, find out their history. They have suffered so much, so they are looking for somebody to transfer the aggression upon. So you are not marrying the girl alone, you are marrying a liability of the girl and the entire family. So the girl has tried to calculate very well that once the guy comes, he must pay my bill, pay for my brother, my sister, my uncle, my auntie, my father, my mother. So because if a girl is not thinking in that way, why should money be the yardstick? So you are not even saying, they ask you, what do you have to contribute? You don't have. But all you can say is what the guy must have. So please, is unrealistic. So even if the guy has money to take care of all the family expenses, what will you be doing with your money as a woman? Have you asked yourself? So let's say the guy earns millions monthly. So, and let's say let's say your money is not even more than 100K a month, and the guy takes care of all the expenses, even gives you allowance, personal allowance. You will say that's a beautiful man, Abi. Lovely. So the one that you are earning, what will you use it for? Honestly speaking, I am yet to see a real wife, an original woman who will be happy just keeping her money, spending it on herself and nothing else. I thought about it myself and I looked at, you will be frustrated. You will, very, very soon, I'm so sure, you will have problem with, what do we call it? Depression. Because part of life is that you face challenges, you sit down together, you brainstorm on how you want to surmount the challenge, you pray together, you work on it, you overcome it. Yes, you are strong, you are happy. That gives you joy. Then you want to push ahead again, and when another challenge is coming up, you are saying, oh, I have overcome one. I can gather strength and overcome the next one. When you live a life that you have no challenge, you have nothing you are pursuing or something pursuing you, you will die in misery. There will be frustration all around. You can't escape depression. So life is built in such a way that you must just have something at every junction you are pursuing. So for a woman who does not need to spend her money, whose husband is doing everything, you will say, okay, my children, are they where they are supposed to be? When the children get there, at least you will go to market one day, you will go to the mall one day, and you will see something you like for your child. You want to say, oh, I like this for my child. You will see something I would like my husband to also wear this. And then you go and buy that and say, my husband, I'm surprising you with that. So those things make your marriage, your home to be spiced up. So your husband is thinking that, he's expecting the wife can come up with gifts for me anytime. I don't know, for those who have children among us, you come back from wherever you're coming from, work or wherever, and they ask you, after greeting you, the next question is, what did you buy for me? So if you are that self-centered woman, what answer will you give to that child? And when that child notices that it is until daddy gives you money that you will buy something for them, then that child grows up with the notion that my mother does not love me. You might think your children are not noticing. It's only a matter of time. They are only waiting for that time when they will be bold enough to face you. they will confront you with the truth. And I don't know where you will hide your head that day. So maybe for a time I want to pause here. There are questions. There are questions that needs to be answered. We can do more the next meeting. We can do more. So, but I will also ask the father too. Are you a responsible provider, a father, a mentor to your family? Because a man must ask himself that question too. A lot of the time we are not good mentors. We only provide. Your child, especially your son as a father, watches every bit of what you do. Your son will never do what you ask him to do, but he will do what he sees you doing. So he wants to do what he sees his father doing. So my son has gotten to the extent of wanting to wait for me to come to the dining to eat before he also sit down to eat. Eat when daddy is eating. So that's why you must be a good mentor. I will also ask the wife, what else will you spend? Okay, I've said that. If you don't spend it on your money. So, and then the husband, if you tell your wife not to work because you earn enough, you are either myopic or insecure. I have noticed of all the women, all the men that always ask their wife to sit down at home, they are afraid of somebody influencing their wife negatively in any way. So maybe somebody will toast the woman because she's beautiful. Maybe somebody will carry the wife away. Maybe somebody will teach her a bad lesson to come and... There is that insecurity. So if you are secured, you will not stop your wife. We don't work because of money alone. People work just because they want to be fulfilled. I like working. There are people that said, I have met, like, I remember a couple in Bayelsa. The woman told me, my husband said I should not work again. Even though my salary is small, my salary is just equal to my transport fare. But I enjoy teaching. I like to teach. So to her, it's a dream fulfilled. It's a passion. Teaching children does not stress her. She loves doing it. And whatever you love doing, it gives you joy. You derive joy from it. So you derive joy from it. You don't just work because you want to feed your family. So as it is for the man, it is also for the woman. So you don't do it alone because you want to feed your family. So we need to understand that working is beyond I want to provide. So you might want to provide, yes, but there is job fulfillment too. So there is job fulfillment. There is career fulfillment. So every person wants to be fulfilled in career. Are you fulfilled? That's the question too. So I see no reason. So even if God has blessed me, I am as rich as the richest man in the world. If my wife wants to work, let her be. Is it not better off? In fact, there are people who are that rich. What they do is the wife will be part of the company. And see those people, I've watched some of those families, they prosper. They do well easily. So it's not as if the woman is under any boss. It's a joint venture with the husband. But the woman is also going to the office. Guess what? Let me tell you this one joke. Finally, I have noticed those women that do full-time housewife, they don't know how to dress. They don't know how to dress. And somebody like me, like I always tell my wife, before we marry, even after marriage, she say, I know they wear earring again. In fact, this trouser, I'm tired of it. I will tell her, if I wanted to marry deeper life people, I know where I will find them. So I knew what I wanted before I married you. So you can't come and change now. I have noticed women who don't work, they don't have fashion sense. The day they try to dress, it's either the eyelashes or brow or pencil or whatever is more than, or there is a color rioting and the likes. So I guess it's that sense of not knowing how to dress that brought about color blocking. My thinking, don't mind me if I'm wrong. So in trying to make sure we adapt to it, they call it color blocking. Because in school, elementary, JS, fine art, they taught us color mixture. They told us basic colors. they told us secondary colors. So they taught us how to mix colors together, colors that can blend. So from secondary school, junior secondary school, you know colors. You know a little bit about fashion. You know a fashion trend for somebody who is tall, somebody who is plump, somebody who is really fat. So all those things have been taught from school. So when you now see such people, you see that part of education has been eroded from them. So they don't know. So they won't dress well. So at the end of the day, their wife, such wife will become, especially when they are pastor's wife, they will become iyayad. You know the definition of iyayad. And then the husband will start saying, mommy, you know, I don't know, but to me, I feel it's already an insult when your husband starts calling you mommy wa. Because you have turned to more me. Because if you are still that beautiful lady he married, he would never call you mommy, no matter how old you become. When I have seen people at 70, you know, I can't forget, I'm trying to remember that couple. At 70 something, the two of them, when they asked the man he wanted to say something, the couple's program, and it was like, you see, when I married this girl, and everybody laughed, because you are the one who is seeing the woman as old. In the man's brain, it's still a girl. I marry a chick. So that thing is there. So for me, I don't support the idea of a woman sitting down at home doing nothing. I believe a wife should be engaged, like we see in Proverbs 31. So I think we will put a pause today for time, so that next time at least we'll have more to say. So I have some analysis that I would like to show. You know, I like to analyze, and I trust the Lord that the next time we'll be gathering, we will be doing much more on it, and we'll look at how we can strike a balance, looking at the home front. So please, let's join me as we pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for your word that we have looked at today. Thank you for Brother Tunji in Benin. Thank you for Damola in Bayosa and their wives. Thank you for their testimonies. Thank you for all the people who have joined us online. Thank you for what you are doing in their life. Lord, I pray for as many who has heard this word, I pray that you will let us all learn something that you have for us. You will help us to structure our home in your own way, in your own pattern. That we will not structure our home according to the pattern of the world, but we will do it according to the pattern of the Bible. We will go back to how you wanted it in the beginning, in the Garden of Eden. And our home will be peaceful and beautiful and progressive, like you designed it to be from the beginning. This is our prayer. We say thank you, Father, for hearing us. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Thank you very much for coming, and for online viewers, I want to say thank you for joining.